Okay. Yes. So good morning. Yes. Let us continue our discussion on counters. Last class we discussed the register, shift register. Okay. Of course, shift register explicitly not mentioned in the syllabus, but it's part of our laboratory curriculum. Okay. So it is important to know the shift registers. Plus registers forms basis for the counters. Okay. Flip-flops basis for the registers, registers basis for the counters. Okay. And counters are used in most of our applications, embedded applications, controllers, microcontrollers, microprocessors. Okay. So that knowledge of registers and counter is important. Okay. Here we go. So let us we have the um, under counters, we have what is known as a ripple counters. Of course, counters based on shift registers we'll discuss because shift registers we have already discussed. Okay, here we go. Okay, yes. Okay, so let us okay. Counters. We understood that basically it is used to um, count the clock pulses. So that we last in the earlier class we discussed. So there is a counter. So this counter basically counts the input clock pulse. Counter counts the input clock. What is the source of the clock pulse? That we will see later. I mean, what from where this clock pulse is coming? Who is providing the clock pulse for the counter? Of course, we have discussed crystal oscillator. There are different types of oscillator using which we can generate a clock pulse. Okay, that also we discussed when we discussed the crystal oscillator. These clock pulses generated using crystal oscillator is better because it has a better stability than compared to other type of oscillators. So crystal oscillator generates oscillations which is converted into clock pulses, and these clock pulses are applied as a input to the counter. Not only the counter, other parts of the microcontroller, other digital devices. Okay, this counter what it does is on the occurrence of clock pulse, either the rising edge or the falling edge, it will increment the counter. It will increment the counter. For example, let us say first clock pulse appears, for example, okay? So the count becomes, let us say it's a 4-bit counter, for example. It is a 4-bit counter. So the count becomes 00. Initially the count is 0000. First clock pulse, the count becomes 0001. Next clock pulse, either rising edge or falling edge. Okay, because counter can trigger can be triggered at rising or edge or falling edge. Can be input becomes a negative logic. It becomes a the counter will be triggered in the falling edge of the clock. It's very simple. Okay, so second clock pulse, the count becomes 0010. Like this the count increments. The final count is 1111. Why? Because for a 4-bit counter the final count can be 1111. That means how many clock pulses it has counted? It has counted 16 clock pulses starting from 0000 up to the final count of 1111. It has counted 16 number of clock pulses. If you want to know, to count more number of clock pulses, let's say 30 clock pulses, what should be the size of the counter? It should be at least 5-bit counter, because 2 power 5 32, so that it can count 30 number of clock pulses. Okay, so this is the basic idea. In the counters, depending on the purpose for which the counter is used, we have a type of counter called as a ripple counter. Because in the beginning we discussed, there are two types, there is synchronous counter and asynchronous counter. Under asynchronous counter, under synchronous counter, we have what is known as the ripple counters. Okay, fine. Here we go. Somebody is on the line. Okay, here we go. Ripple counters. Okay. So what is the ripple counter? So there are, you can see the first statement here in this text. Somebody. Okay. There are two counters. One of the classification, they're called as ripple counters and synchronous counter. What is the difference? In a ripple counter, the flip-flop output transitions serves as a source for the triggering the other flip-flops. Okay. So what does it mean? Let us understand with an example. Okay. Here we go. So once Aishwarya comes, that means now most of the students have joined. So we don't expect any more student to join. Okay, here we go. Okay, what is a synchronous and counter, and what are the asynchronous? Sorry, ripple counter. Okay, so synchronous counter means synchronous counter. Okay, let us say there are 4-bit counter, for example, 4-bit synchronous counter. Okay, that means so counter is basically a register. So 4-bit counter means there's a 4-bit register. It is and each bit is represented by a flip flop. Okay, so there are totally 4 flip flops which can store 1 bit of data. Okay, fine. Now, if all the flip flops are triggered at the same time, if all the flip flops are triggered at the same time using the same clock pulse, of course, same source. Same clock pulse means same source. We can call the counter as a what is known as a synchronous counter. Okay, because we know that since it is a counter, there should be clock. What is a counter counts what it counts, clock pulse. It cannot count unknown non-existing things. Okay, so counter is counting the clock pulse. So without clock pulse we cannot have a counter. Very simple. So for a counter we have to apply the clock pulse. If all the 4, for example, for a 4-bit counter, if all the 4 flip flops triggered by the same clock source, then we can call it as a synchronous counters. Okay. There are other classification that is called as a ripple counter. What happens in case of a ripple counter is that, okay, let's say there is a 4-bit counter, ripple counter, for example. Okay, that means there are 4 flip flops. In this case, what happens is that only one of the flip flop will be applied with the clock pulse. Only one of the flip flop is applied with the clock pulse. Okay, and output of the flip flop which is applied with the clock pulse. Okay, for example, output is Q, is applied as a clock pulse to the next flip flop. Is applied as a clock pulse to the next flip flop. Similarly, output of this flip flop is applied as a clock pulse to the next flip flop. Okay, output of this flip flop is applied as a clock pulse to the next flip flop. Okay, what is the reason for this? That we'll understand. Okay, we'll discuss that now. Okay, so if this is done, if this is the situation, we call such kind of a flip flop as a what is known as a ripple counters. Ripple effect. Ripple effect means something like motion effect, or something like ripple movement. Basically, what is the movement in this counter? There is a clock pulse. There is output of a flip flop is applied as a clock input to the next stage. So there is a movement of clock pulse, and hence it's called as a ripple counter. Let us discuss this one now. Okay, here we go. This is I need to fit the diagram into the page. Okay, here we go. This is really a bigger diagram. Oh yes. This is let us say I'm trying to put it as best as possible so that okay. Now, yes, here it is. Okay, because what is this? It's a 4-bit triple counter. 4-bit means there should be 4 flip flops. First, second, third, and fourth flip flops. It is made of JK flip flop because, of course, we know JK flip flop applied with same input J and K, shorted and given to the same input, it becomes a T flip flop. Very simple. So we are using you know, just a second, just a second. Madam, good morning, madam. ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ನಾನು ತಗೋತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ. ಇದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಂದೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ 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 ಓಕೆ. ಹೌದೌದು. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಸಾರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಓ ಸಾರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಸಾರಿ ಸಾರಿ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಮ್ಲಿ ಸಾರಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ. ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಾನು ತಗೋತೀನಿ ಬಿಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೋ ನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್, ನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ಓಕೆ, ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್. ಓಕೆ. Yes, okay. Now, okay. So 4-bit triple counter, there are 4 flip flops. JK flip flop input shorted given to common input, it becomes a simple case of a T flip flop. Okay. If it is connected with a NOT gate, it becomes the what is known as a D flip flop. So that modification is very easy. Okay. Now what happens? Observe this diagram. Is there is a common input which is logic 1. If you can see that, maybe it is not visible, let me zoom in, so that okay, you can observe that logic 1 is applied as a input to all the JK inputs of the flip flop because it has a clock input also. For JK input, logic 1 is applied, so each flip flop becomes a T flip flop. Input shorted, it becomes a T flip flop. Okay, so let us this should be okay. I think 80% will get better. Okay, this should be okay. Now, maybe somewhat. Oh yeah, this is better. Now, the clock input. This is logic 1. Observe the clock input. Here it is not called as a clock pulse. Of course, not to confuse. This is the right terminology for the clock pulse. Count pulses because counter basically is used to count the clock pulses. So we are applying clock pulses as a count pulses so that the counter can count the input pulses. So the count pulses is applied only to the first flip flop. This is the second, this is the third, and this is the fourth flip flop. Okay. Because clock pulse is applied, whenever the clock pulse is applied, as just now we understood, the flip flop may trigger on the rising edge or it may trigger on the falling edge. Here the clock pulse is negative clock pulse, negative logic. That means flip flop will trigger on the falling edge. Okay, so this symbol is important. Okay, if there is no bubble, that means it is a positive clock pulse triggered flip flops. If it is a bubble, that means it's a negative triggered flip flop. So that means it will trigger on the negative edge. So when the negative edge of a clock pulse appears, since the input is 1 1, the flip flop acts as a toggle flip flop. Initially, let us assume that initially all the outputs are 0. Initially, to start with, all the outputs are 0. For example, that is K4, we have 4 inputs, A4, A3, 4 outputs, A2 and A1. Initially, all are at the initial condition of 0. When the count pulse, that is negative edge of a clock pulse applied to the first flip flop, because its inputs are fixed at 1 1, the first flip flop will change its state. It will toggle. A1 becomes logic 1. Other flip flops still are 0. Okay, now when the flip flop is negative or when it goes to positive, the output of the first flip flop does not change. That means it remains at 1. Okay, this will transition from 0 to 1. When the next clock pulse appears, when the negative edge appears, what will happen is the first flip flop output should toggle because it is applied with the negative clock pulse. It should toggle. That means it will go from A1 will go from 1 to 0. A1 will change the state from 1 to 0. But at the same time, the output of the first flip-flop, that is A1, is applied as an input to the clock input of the second flip-flop. Clock input of the second flip-flop. And this clock input is going from 1 to 0, because since it's a negative triggered flip-flop, when it goes from 1 to 0, what should happen to A2? Since it's a T flip-flop, it should change the state from 0 to 1, because initially it was 1. It should change the state to from 0 to 1. At the same time, if you observe, before it goes from 0 to 1, what is the clock input for the third flip-flop? It is nothing but the output of the second flip-flop A2, which was 0. Because of the clock input 0, the third flip-flop will not change the state, it will retain 0. Similarly, fourth flip-flop also retains 0. Okay, that is 0, 0. Very simple. Next negative edge applied to the first flip-flop. First flip-flop will change the state from 0 to 1. Let me write like this. It will change the state from 0 to 1, 0 to 1. Okay, and before it goes from 0 to 1, okay, the previous state, that is for the second flip-flop, the input was 0. Input was 0 because earlier A1 was 0. The input for the second flip-flop was 0. A2 does not change the state. It was in 1. It will retain as it is. And other two flip-flops are yet to change. There is 0, 0. A4 and A3 are still 0, 0. Are still 0, 0. Okay. Now this will continue. Okay. That means the least LSB flip-flop, that is A1, will alternatively change the state because of the clock pulse, because it will trigger on the clock pulse, physical clock pulse. Okay. Whereas other flip-flops, there is other flip-flops, there is second, third, and fourth flip-flop, receive previous output as its clock input, and on the negative edge, that is when the output of the previous flip-flop changes its state from 1 to 0, 1 to 0, next flip-flop will toggle, that will it will change the state either from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, 0 to from 1 or 1 to 0. Okay, so like this the count continues. What should be the next next count after 0011? That means 0011 means, I'll erase this and write again so that okay, this part 0011 means this was 1 1, these two were 0 0. These two are, this is the present state, current condition. Now when 1 is applied as a A1 output is 1, 1 is applied as input to the second flip-flop, it should toggle. That means it should go from 1 to 0. Okay, and 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 when the earlier, okay, before this happens, 1 is applied as input to the third flip-flop, so third flip-flop should change the state from 0 to 1, and earlier it was 0. So because of this 0, the fourth flip-flop retains its state as 0 because it does not change. And for the first flip-flop, since the negative edge of the clock pulse comes, whenever the negative edge of the clock pulse comes, it should change the state from 1 to 0. Okay, so the next state should be 0 0 sorry 0 1 0 0. Next state should be 0 1 0 0. Okay, like this it continues till it reaches the final count of 1 1 1 1. Okay, so this is what is called as a triple counter. Let us understand with respect to what is known as a timing diagram. Okay, so there is what is known as a, before we discuss the timing diagram, there is what is known as a binary ripple counters. So what we discussed is the basic form of a ripple counter. So ripple counter means clock pulse is applied to only, it is not asynchronous counter. Why? Because asynchronous counter does not has a clock pulse at all. It is a synchronous counter, but not all the flip-flops are applied with the clock pulse. That's why it is called as a ripple counter. Okay. Okay, so this is what we discussed now actually. Okay, so this is what is called as a binary ripple counter. Okay, so in a binary, for a 4-bit of binary ripple counter, so what should happen is there are 4 outputs: A4, A3, A2, A1. A1 represents LSB, and A4 represents MSB. MSB. Okay, so because of this, initial count is 0 0 0 0. When the first clock pulse appears, either the rising edge or falling edge. In the previous diagram it was a falling edge, negatively triggered flip flop. A1 will complement. A1 will change the state from 0 to 1. Like this it continues. Of course, here what is shown is A1 will continue to complement. A1 will continuously changes the state till no, as long as the clock pulse is applied, as long as the negative edge of the clock pulse is applied. Okay. Observe this statement. This is what we discussed. When it reaches the count of 0011 on the application of negative edge of a clock pulse, because output of A1 and A2 is 1 1, A3, because A2 output is 1, A3 changes the state from 0 to 1. Because A1 output is 1, A2 will change the state from 1 to 0. Because negative edge of the clock pulse is applied, A1 will change the state from 1 to 0. 1 to 0. Like this. Okay. Like this it continues till it reaches a final count of 1111. Okay. Once it reaches the final count of 1111, when the next negative edge of the clock pulse is applied, what will happen is this count 1111 will change, will each flip flop, there is previous output is 1. Because of this, each flip flop toggles and the next count becomes 0000. Okay, that means it will start with the 0000 and this sequence repeats, Okay, yes, same thing what we discussed now. Conditions for complementing the flip flops, the same thing is explained here. Okay, for example, I'll take one statement. A2 will go from 1 to 0 and complement A3. So whenever a previous flip flop will change the state from 1 to 0, that will help in complementing the next flip flop. So for this, which flip flop is suitable, that is whether it is positively triggered, positive clock triggered, or negative clock triggered. Negative clock triggered is preferable because when it changes the state from 1 to 0, it should change the state, then only we can call it as a, we can implement binary ripple counter. Okay, so that's what it is. So this is the sequence for the binary ripple counter. Okay. Okay, it is called as a reverse count. Reverse count means if we can start with 1111 and the count will go in the reverse direction. That is, the next count will be 1110. The next count will be 1101. So this is called as a reverse counter, reverse binary down counter, and it reaches the final count of 0000. And on the application of next clock pulse, the counter changes its state to 1111 and this sequence repeats, and we call it as a binary down counter. In some controllers, that's microcontrollers, down counter is preferred than the up counter. Okay, so it depends on the application, depends on the situation. Either we go for a binary up counter or down counter. How to implement down counter? Okay, to implement down counter, what is the requirement is that, okay, just a second, 7, I think it's given here. No, here it is. So it is explained with respect to this diagram only. Okay, so this will yes, here it is. Okay, so to implement the down counter, what is required is that, okay, the outputs are taken from the complement terminals of previous flip flop, then we can implement a down counter. Okay, let us discuss this quickly. Okay, so what is the meaning of this point? Okay, in this diagram, I need to zoom out 90%. Okay, here we go. Okay, yes, in this case, this is up counter, decimal, sorry, binary up counter. This one I need to take attendance. Here we go. Okay, so this is a up counter. Why up counter is because when the output of the previous flip flop changes the state from 1 to 0, the next flip flop will toggle because the clock input is 1 and its inputs are 1 1. There is a T flip flop. Next flip flop will toggle. That means it will go from 0000 up to the final count of 1111, and this repeats. Okay, to implement this is up counter, as we can we can see this is a up counter. How to implement a down counter? Okay, so for a down counter, Okay, what is required is that initially it should be 1111, and the application of clock pulse it should count in downward direction. Should reach the final count of 000. Application of next clock pulse it should go back to the initial condition of 11. Okay, so for this, what is the modification in this counter, ripple counter? It's very simple. Okay, each flip flop has its complement output. Of course, in this diagram it is not shown because it's not necessary. That's why for a down counter, binary ripple down counter, what we have to do is, instead of applying normal output of a flip flop as a clock input for the next flip flop, we have to apply the complement of the previous flip flop as a clock input to the next flip flop. How does it matter? How does it matters? It's very simple. Okay, we'll take one example. Let us say initial, let us take one count. For example, let us say initially it was 00 only. To understand, let us say it was initially 0000. Okay, that means all the flip flop outputs are 0000. Okay, when we say output 0, what are its complement outputs? It should be 1. That is, q dash should be equal to 1. Q dash of each flip flop should be equal to 1. Q dash should be equal to 1. That means initial count, if you take the output from the normal flip-flop, it is 0. If we take the output from the complement of output of the flip-flop, it becomes 1. Okay, fine. Now, when we apply complement output as the clock input to the next flip-flop, okay, and let us say first clock pulse is applied, falling edge. Okay, what will happen to the first flip-flop? This is first, second, third flip-flop and fourth flip-flop. The first flip-flop will toggle. Toggle means first flip-flop will change the state from, that is, flip-flop output means normal output of the flip-flop will change the state from 0 to 1. Okay, that means this is the Q output, this is the Q dash output. Down counter, this is the Q dash output. The up counter will will be, there is normal output will be 0001 on the application of the first clock pulse. Okay, but if you consider the complement output, a1 is changing from 1 to 0. a sorry, a1 dash, I'm sorry, a1 dash will change the state from 1 to 0, whereas a1 will change the state from 0 to 1. So thereby, if you observe a1 dash, so these are the dash, a1 dash, you know uh, this is a2 dash. Okay, this is a3 dash, and this is a4 dash. Okay, so if you observe this complement output, these are let me write like this, these are a1s. This is a1, a2, a3, and a4. Okay, like this. Now, complement output, if you consider, the complement output is going from 1 to 0. That means a1 will go from 1 to 0. Other output of other flip flops remains the same. Next clock pulse. Okay, when the next clock pulse is applied, this 1 to 0 transition of complement output of the first flip flop is applied as a clock input to the next flip flop, and then what will happen is the next flip flop will toggle. Toggle means the a2 will go from 0 to 1, but its complement will go from 1 to 0. Its complement will go from, that is, a2 will go a2 dash, sorry, a2 dash will go from 1 to 0. Okay, and because of the negative edge of the clock pulse, a1 will go from 0 to 1, 0 to 1, and the output is 1101. What is happening on the normal output of the flip flop? A1 will transition from 1 to 0. Okay, 1 to 0, because and a2, the normal output of the second flip flop, is going from 0 to 1. So the output of the normal output of the, that is, up counter, basically is 0010. 0010. Okay, this continues. Okay, so thereby, when this continues, because the second flip flop output, normal output is from 0 to 1, and its complement is 1 to 0. Whenever this complement output of the second flip flop is applied as the clock input for the third flip flop, third flip flop output should change, from what you call, okay, uh, one, okay, third flip flop output will change from 0 to 1, but its complement output will go from 1 to 0. 1 to 0. Okay, so meantime, and previously, sorry, before that, when next clock pulse is applied, because a1 dash will go from 1 to 0, that is A1 dash will become 1 to 0. Because of this negative transition, it will force A2 to change the output, okay, and it will go from 0 to 1, and because of the transition in the A2 from 1 to 0, A3 will change the state as 1 to 0. Of course, I missed in between the state, of course. So it should be 1101 ಆದರೆ 1110. Sorry, this should be 1100. A1 will change the state 1100. Okay. Now, when the next when A1 changes state from 0 to 1 on the application of next negative edge of the next pulse, and because of this transition, A2 will go from 0 to 1, 0 to 1, and because of this 1 to 0 transition of A2, A3 will change from 1 to 0, and A4 remains the same. Okay, so the next output is 1011. Okay, so 1100 corresponds to decimal, it is equal to 12, 12, and 1011 corresponds to 11, 11, decimal 11. Like this, it continues till it reaches the final count of 000. So on the application on next clock pulse, what happens is down counter, it will start from initial count of 1111 and the down count continues. Okay. This is the complement output of the Q dash output of the flip flop, and up counter is nothing but the normal output of the flip flop. Yes, okay. So that's how we can implement binary ripple down counter. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, complement output should be given as a clock input to the next flip flop. Very simple. So we can implement a binary ripple down counter. So we have both the up counter as well as down counter in the binary ripple counters. Next comes what is known as a BCD ripple counter. So another type of ripple counter is what is known as a BCD. What is the difference between binary and BCD ripple counter? Okay, very simple. Binary counter will continuously count the clock pulse, and it has a states. It has, for example, if you go for a 4-bit, four-bit ripple counter, initial, if you start up count, for example, if you consider up count, it will start from 0000, a 4-bit binary ripple output of a 4-bit binary ripple counter. It will start from 0000. It will go up to 1111. BCD ripple counter on the other hand should start with 0000 because this decimally corresponds to logic 0. Application of next clock pulse, the count should become 0001, logic 1, decimal 1. Like this, it should continue on the application of clock pulses. Last count should be 1001 because it corresponds to decimal 9. And the application of next clock pulse, in case of a normal binary counter, after 1001, it will become 1010. That is, it corresponds to decimal 10. But BCD cannot go to decimal 10. It should go back to decimal 0. It should go back. That means it should repeat. It should repeat from 0000, and it should reach final count of 1001. Okay, that means we should stop. We should stop the counter from going to the invalid state of 10 in case of a BCD ripple. The same thing is shown in the form of a state diagram. So last class we understood what is a state diagram. So state diagram is nothing but the transition of one state to another state in a counters. Okay, so initial counter, if you start with 0, see again, the point is very simple, guys. We did not start with 0. Always counter need not start with 0. We can start with 000100 also possible, no problem. Okay, so this can be initial state. How to change the initial state of a counter we'll discuss. Okay, that also we'll discuss. Okay, so 000100, apply the clock pulse, negative edge or positive edge of a clock pulse, it will go to the next state. Once it reaches the count of 1001, which corresponds to decimal 9, on the application of next clock pulse, negative edge of the clock pulse, it should go back to 0000. Okay, and on the application of negative clock pulse, it should go to the next state. After 1001, by mistakenly also you should not go to the next state of 1010. Then it will not be a BCD counter, it will become a binary ripple counter. Very simple. Okay, here we go. Okay, how to construct binary ripple counter? Let us understand that. Okay, So there is a diagram here. It's a circuit diagram. Definitely it is bigger than what we can fit into the page. This is per counter. Bit design of the okay. Here I'll try to fit it to the it should be okay. Maybe slightly okay. This it is ripple counter. Okay, fine. This is the same diagram, similar to what we saw, 4-bit ripple counter. Okay, but there is slight change in the design. 4-bit for a 4-bit BCD counter. Okay, 4-bit BCD ripple counter. Same concept. There is J and K inputs are applied with logic 1. Why? Because the obvious question is why to use JK flip flop? We could have used T flip flop. One and the same. JK flip flop shorted and given to logic 1, it becomes T flip flop. No problem. Okay. So each of them are T flip flops. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Clock pulse or counting pulses. Count pulses are applied to the first flip flop. Here the question is why to apply it to the first flip flop? Why we can't apply to the last possible? Okay, so then that becomes first flip flop. Very simple. Okay, so nothing like should be applied to the, but accordingly the design also changes. Okay, yeah, here we go. Okay, clock pulse applied to the first flip flop. So this is a negatively triggered flip flops because for a binary ripple counters, negatively triggered flip flops are preferred. Okay, yeah. Let's observe this. Now, what happens if you see the BCD counter? What is the BCD counter says is that okay. Just hold on a second. And okay, this if you observe this, this logic one at the bottom, if you can see the logic one here, logic one input, unlike the 4-bit binary ripple counter, is not applied to all the flip flops. It is applied only to the first flip flop, okay, and to the third flip flop. This how do we know it is applied to only first and third? Okay, if you closely observe this, the diagram, what we can see is at each input there will be a dot. This dot indicates this line is connected here. Okay. Whereas, for example, let us take this junction. There is no dot. That means these two lines does not coincide. Okay, these two are separate lines. Something like this. It is parallelly running. One line is running like this. Another line is running like this. There is no connection between these two lines. Okay, so dot indicates connection. Okay, no dot indicates no connection between these two lines. So they are parallelly running lines. They are not the shorted lines. Okay, that's what it is. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now the logic one, there is the um, logic. Uh, logic one is applied to the first flip flop and the third flip flop. Okay, but it is not applied. It is applied to the k input of the second flip flop, and it is applied to the k input of the fourth flip flop. Okay, but not applied to the j input of the second flip flop and j input of the fourth flip flop. The question is, how do we know? Why only second and fourth flip flop? Why not to the first and that we'll discuss. Okay. And one more combination, if you can observe, the output of complement output of the fourth flip flop is applied as a input to the j input of the second flip flop, and and the yes, that's j input. Okay, and the output normal output of the flip flop, second and third flip flops are ANDed using AND gate, and the output of the AND gate is applied as a J input to the fourth flip flop. Okay, so what we have to understand is complement output of the fourth flip flop is applied as a input to the J input of the second flip flop. Why not K? That also we'll discuss. Okay, and J input of the fourth flip flop is nothing but the and operation of normal output of second and third flip flop. Okay, which is applied as the input for the the J input of the fourth flip-flop. Okay, fine. How does it will affect the operation of the circuit? Let us understand. Okay, so the first flip-flop, second, third, and fourth. Okay. Okay. Now what is required now is BCD counter. Okay, so just now we understood that BCD counter should start with the initial count of 0000. Next count is 0001. Let me write all the states. 0010, 00 in not space will not be sufficient. Let me write starting from here somewhere here. Okay, BCD counter, initial state 0000. Next is 0001, 0010, 0011, 0100, 0101, 0111, 7 now. Next is 8, and last count is 100. Okay, fine. Okay. Yes, if you observe this truth table for the BCD counter, this is let us say this is Q1, this is output, this is Q2, this is Q3, and this is Q4. Okay, actually it's not Q1, it's A1, A2, A3, A4. Anyway, no issues. Okay, if you can observe that Q4 will change the state only once. It will go from 0 to 1 only once. Whereas Q3 should change this, will change state twice. It will go from 0 to 1 and from 1 to 0. It will go from 1 to 0. Okay. Similarly, if you observe Q2, it will change the state whenever Q1 changes the state. Okay. Whenever Q1 goes from 1 to 0, 1 to 0, the Q2 will change the state from 0 to 1. Again, when the Q1 changes the state from 0 to, 1 to 0, 1 to 0, Q2 should change the state, Q2 should toggle. It will go from 1 to 0. Okay. The same thing for Q3. Whenever Q2 changes the state from 1 to 0, Q3 should change the state from 0 to 1. Next time when Q2 changes the state from 1 to 0, 1 to 0 somewhere here, Q3 should change the state from 1 to 0 because it should toggle. Basic idea is it should toggle. Similarly, if you observe the output of Q3, whenever Q3 changes the state from 1 to 0, Q4 should change the state. And Q4 only one state transition possible, that is from 0 to 1. Okay. And Q4 will never go back to 0, should not go back to 0 again. Okay. Fine. Here we go. Okay. So thereby Q1, if based on this truth table, is a normal output. I mean, it is just a normal toggle flip-flop output. Okay, so it is applied with the clock pulse, and both the inputs are shorted, given with 1. Very simple. Okay, fine. And if you observe the third flip-flop output, what should be the case? Third flip-flop output also should toggle. Whenever Q2 should change the state, Q3 should also change the state, and hence third flip-flop also is applied with the logic 1, so that uh, uh, whenever the output of the Q2, whenever the output of the Q2 changes the state, that is when it goes from 1 to 0, Q3 will change the state. Very simple. Okay, fine. Next is for Q2. Okay, what will happen is Q2 will change the state from okay, let's observe this. Okay, so I think I should write this, not let me write it here. Because okay, okay, let's 2 more minutes with this. Just a minute. In that meanwhile, if there is any, of course, there is, I think, state transition diagram. I think this is better. Okay, let us discuss with this one. This is better. Okay, yeah, let's observe this. But we'll miss the. Okay, first we'll discuss it, then quickly we'll go back to that diagram. Okay, let's. Okay, so Q1, since it is a the BCD counter, so on the application of a negative edge of a clock pulse, Q1 will change the state, and Q1 when it goes from 1 to 0, 1 to 0, Q2 will change the state. Okay, and if you observe, when Q4 is actually Q8. Q8 means it is a position is 8. Like Q8 to Q4, Q2, Q1. Okay. So this should be 1001. This should be the final count of 9. 0000 should be the initial count. Okay. That's what is written as Q8. Okay. When Q8 output, that's output of the fourth flip flop, goes from 1 to 0, 1 to 0. Okay. this should stop the transition of Q2. Why? Because observe this portion of the timing diagram is okay. Here what is happening is clock pulse is negative edge. Q1 will go from 1 to 0. Whenever Q1 will go from 1 to 0, this Q2 will change the state from 0 to 1. We should prevent this. Why? Because the final count should be 1001. And the application of next clock pulse in a binary counter, the count becomes 0110. We need to prevent this 0 1 transition. So that's why what is done is the output of this Q4, that is Q8, sorry, output of the fourth flip flop is applied as J input for the second flip flop, which will stop the second flip flop going from 0 to 1, and hence the count will stop at 1001. Okay, let us quickly go back to that diagram. Here it is. Okay, so thereby what is expected is, so this output, complement output, not the normal output, sorry, complement output of the fourth flip flop is applied as a, this is the first flip flop, the second, third, and fourth. Okay, as a J input for the second flip flop. Okay, so initially this, if you observe this Q output, what is the Q output? Q output is 0. If you observe this timing diagram again here quickly. So what is the Q output? Q output is initially 1. Initially is 1. It is going from 1 to 0. Okay. When Q is going from 1 to 0, 1 to 0. What is Q dash? Q dash is going from 0 to 1. This 0 to 1, when it is applied as a input, J input for the second flip flop, when this Q is going from 1 to 0, Q dash is going from 0 to 1. When this 0 to 1 is applied as a J input for the second flip flop, what will happen is output is reset to 0. Output is reset to 0. It will not change its state. It will reset to 0, and then it will retain the state as 0. Okay. Next, let's only one more minute with this element. Okay. And Q, what should happen to Q fourth flip flop is, fourth flip flop when it goes from 0 to 1 transition, it should not go back to 0. To prevent that, what is done is, okay, so for this okay, let's next our okay, let's only 1 minute. Okay, let us observe this. Okay, so if you observe the diagram again, the normal output of the second and the third flip flop is ANDed and given to fourth flip flop. The reason for that is, in this diagram, if you observe, when it reaches the final count of 1, when the Q4 is 1, when it goes from 1 to 0, this Q2 is at a state of 0. Okay, and Q4 is also, normal output is also 0. When these two are ANDed, the output is 0. When this 0 is applied as a J input for the fourth flip flop, that means the J flip flop will turn off. Thereby, it will prevent it from going to logic 1. Thereby, the final output of the fourth flip flop will remain at 1. It will never go back to 0. Okay, and sorry, this, I'm sorry, when this is 0, sorry, the J input is 0. Because of the J input is 0, the when it is applied as a J input for the fourth flip flop, it will transition from 1 to 0. It will transition from 1 to 0, and hence after the final count of 1001, because second and third flip flop output is ANDed and given as input to the J input for the fourth flip flop, because it is 0 output is 0, the fourth flip flop output transitions to 0. That is, after final count of 1001, next count will be 0000, not 1010. Okay. Yes. Anyway, this will continue. We'll discuss for a few more minutes in the next class, and we'll go. Okay. Yes. Thank you. It's already late for your lectures. Okay. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye. Good day.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Bye.